Every comment now is like, hey, you're the fuck guy. Hey, there's my fuck guy. And I'm the one who chose to put it up online. I didn't think it was gonna blow up to that amount. It was mad.
Yeah.
It was mad. It was honestly, I didn't
Your
expect
wife was like, one corner just died.
Yeah. And then I didn't expect the moment. It was so good. The literal reverb wetness, bro. It was pure fart. Don't worry. The wetness is only the car park reverb. It was a dry fart. I had to delete
the article.
Yeah. No, you know what? Just delete that whole year, dude. Just delete the whole year. Delete everything I said, everything I wore, all the skinny ripped jeans, all the top hats. Every time I thought I was cool and was ironic. Just delete everything.
So, what are like some pivotal moments, right? We go all the way back, okay, to your childhood, right? That shape you as who you are today.
Oh shit.
Like a lot to talk about, right? Like your swimming thing, and then you also got...
Yeah, like I said, my digital footprint is pretty scary online.
Yeah.
People know a lot about me. Very scary. I did. I think it was... I was born into a household of like arts, thankfully. Like my mom was very active in different forms of art. She was like an illustrator, and my dad was like a singer, songwriter, wannabe. So like he was always singing, and we had music always in the house. So I think essentially like my sister and I were born into a very musical household, and that's why it wasn't crazy when we decided to pursue it. I think my dad had always intended to be a musician. He loved singing lah. Karaoke monster. But like I think obviously at the time just practically he just couldn't make it work. So I guess when we started doing it, it was this kind of beautiful kismet moment. He was very invested, very critical. He'd come to our gigs and he'd be like, this part a bit flat. So he was our harshest critic lah, in a sense. So it was nice to
like living vicariously through you.
Yeah, a bit of vicarious living. But he really cares for what we do, and I think also he was very adamant about us working hard through it. You know, it was like, yes, if this is a passion and you want to pursue it, you can't treat it like a hobby. It needs to register as a day job, as a craft. And if you're not one of the best in it, or you're not doing your best in it, then there's no point.
Yeah, so hard to monetize if you're not like top 1%, something like that, right? Especially in the arts.
Almost exactly what he said. It was like, what did he say? It was something crazy. Like, I think I was 21-ish.
Yeah.
And I went to my dad and I was like, I think I'm going to, okay, because that was the period where I almost went to college. I was auditioning for musical theatre colleges overseas. But then I was like, I kind of want to try pursuing this music thing. And then also I was landing some gigs here. So I went to my dad and I was like, I think I'm going to try and do this full time. My dad was like, yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, I was so surprised by the reaction. I thought I was going to get the, no, go get your paper first. But he was like, okay, if you want to pursue this, you have my blessings. But, and I was obviously still living with him at the time. He was like, but henceforth, you get no more, obviously, allowance. You have to pay rent every month and pay
Staying at his house.
Yeah, so you pay your rent, you pay for the car, and then I expect this contribution from you. And I was like...
Immediately, I never give you like...
Yeah, it was like, you find a way to make it work. And I was like, yeah, of course I'll do it. And then I looked at my bank account and I had like $80. And I was like, oh, shit, how am I going to make this work?
Yeah.
So it was kind of like, I got the blessings, but it was also like really tough love.
Strings attached.
Yeah, a lot of strings. But I think it was very tough love. Like if I really needed money, I knew he would help me out, but he chose to put me through fire straight away. So we had to face the reality. And then we just like hold ourselves out on YouTube.
Oh my god.
That was like 2012, 2013. Those are the days lah.
Yeah. Monetization via YouTube?
No, as in we just started generating content back then, right? I think we started doing lots of covers. I was doing a bit of like other things on the side, but the big thing was like doing like content and music content online.
So going back right to your dad also doing like a music career or something.
Yeah.
Did he eventually had to get a day job?
Yeah, no, of course. It was never a music career thing for him. It was like he really liked music. He liked your pop, like Simon and Garfunkel stuff, Bee Gees, Beatles. He was really into that stuff. But I think he never really had the chance because at the time, my parents were married already, and then they decided to go and pursue their bachelors together. So my dad kind of had to figure it out financially for both of them already. So no, he never really pursued it outside of like just friends or fun, just like for fun. Yeah, that was it.
Wow, then you don't really have the age-old problem of my parents say cannot. Your
Yeah,
parents
so-
were like, hey, go for it.
In fact, it's a good problem. It's like you rather them care too much than not care.
Yeah.
Right? Like you rather them show up. Like those like reels of kids like going crazy when they see their parents.
Yeah.
And the crowd, them cute, right? Yeah. So
Yeah,
that
yeah.
was, I loved how my dad showed up. He showed up for all my like competitions when I was young, but he was so intense. He was like the loudest person in the stands. He would like shout the loudest and
Whoa.
to the point that it was almost embarrassing for my sister and I. It was really embarrassing. But like, obviously when you grow up, you look back and you're like, my dad showed up, and I realized how blessed I am to say that he was so invested and he was there.
For most of us, it's like, what? You have a father? Oh shit.
What to buy, huh?
What to buy?
Can buy from Payroll the father.
What the heck?
2-in-1. Dad, Pro Max Plus.
Then what about like your grades? Did it like matter as much?
I was quite shy lah. I was quite shit. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I don't know how you did in school, like, but
I was like bad
I feel like you
until
might be quite good.
I was like second last in school, in secondary school, all the way until like poly. And then poly,
I was second last too. How crazy! I was, but yeah, that's crazy. I was second last.
Yeah. And then
Here we are.
yeah.
Doing podcasts. That was great.
Yeah. And then back then I was like they were giving me an opportunity. So you want to retain or you write this 500-word essay within the next 2 hours to prove to us your dedication why you should be promoted to Sec 4 or something like that.
Really.
Yeah lah. Then eventually I realized that actually you put in effort, it can work no matter how stupid you are. I thought I was like pretty stupid but then I worked really hard and then I'm like, wow, shit, it actually eventually happened. So I kind of like apply that philosophy to life right now.
Did you study music?
No, actually I was like electrical electronics engineering. Like no link one.
Singapore Sun.
But
Went rogue to become DJ.
I know, right? Something happened.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think when you go to NS, you also did like the music and drama company.
I did not.
Never.
No, at the time, I don't know how the structure is like now, but at the time they only had one spot for a guitarist, one spot for the band basically, and you had to be PES E?
Oh, that means non-combatant basically.
Yeah, but
C or D or something.
and I was so sure I would get it because my foot is like that, is that flat.
Oh.
And back then, like my dad generation, if you have flat feet, you can down PES, right?
Oh,
but
yeah.
come to my turn, cannot lah.
Oh my god.
So they didn't let me down PES, so I was stuck.
So you are PES B or something?
I was PES A.
PES, what the fuck?
Yeah, and then like I always look over at the MDC guys. I'm like, wow, damn. And I remember this, and I tell Cesare this all the time. But it was recruits night, and then Cesare showed up. Then are we human? I'm like, oh my god, Cesare! Like I was such a freaking huge fan, dude. It was so embarrassing. I looked at the stage and I was like, damn, that could have been me right there. Like.
But then 2 years of NS flew by and then you just decided to dive.
It did not
right
fly
in.
by, man. It was it was such a pain.
Yeah, back then when you were living through it, it's like, wow, shit.
Yeah.
5 more days to book out. So far away.
Yeah, it was. I don't know. It was quite a bad time for me. But I did quite a bit of like writing and like sort of discovering who I was in NS.
Back then, were you already a guitarist?
I mean, I wouldn't say I was great. I would like sing song, emo, go toilet, write song. That kind of loser lah. Like I was that guy in army. But interestingly enough, my brain was rested enough because. I mean, shout out to SAF, but there are moments where you don't do much, right? You're just like...
rush to wait to rush.
Yeah, but not even that. It's just days where you're like... like this... in the end, I had a vocation that wasn't very active,
Right.
So I spent a lot of time doing sort of like tasks that didn't require much of this, but a lot of, this. So yeah, I think because of stasis and because I was in a space where I could really like think about my life and what I was doing and dream. I was then inspired to then create and to try and back then you didn't have to worry about making a mistake. There was no understanding of drafts. It was just I'll just write whatever, and I had ideas and music ideas, and you just try. And then I think that was the best, most freeing thing actually. So it became a blessing in disguise. I strongly recommend just staring at a white wall and doing nothing. because sometimes the creative process is like that, right? Like if you have 2 hours to come up with a mix, you'll be like, oh shit, but
Like a rush,
yeah, but sometimes you need to like waste your day for 6 hours, and then the last 2 hours you're like, boom, then the idea comes, right? But if you don't spend that 6 hours doing jack all, you never get to the nuggets of the 2 hours. That's how I feel.
Is that the key to success now in music or in any creative art, right? It's just to keep throwing out content and hopefully something sticks. And because back in the day, right, it's like, wow, I think about this for like 2 years, then I release my masterpiece, but now it's like the TikTok era, right? Where it's like number of bullets you fire.
Wow, that's a really good question.
Because you post quite regularly. Dude, you got 3,000 Instagram posts or something. Yeah.
Do I? Oh no.
Your TikTok probably even crazy,
the worst Instagram footprint, the digital footprint. That's a good question. I heard, there's this saying in pop music that if you don't write 99 songs, you never get to the hit at the 100th song. If you only write 10 songs, it's not going to be as good as the 100th song. And you just have to, especially for I think songwriting, you have to just like, you have to release the shit. Release the shit once until you get to the good one.
It's like the Ed Sheeran.
Is
the example,
I think
right?
It was from Ed Sheeran.
Yeah, he's like, hey, everything, I'm a dope singer. Here's the first time I recorded myself. Then he still saved it on his phone.
Oh yeah, but some dead-ass recordings that you all can never hear. Which are probably better than some of the shit out online right now. But I do believe in that philosophy, although like there is a slight ick factor when you see people upload to me like 5 to 7 times a day, and it's like I can respect the hustle.
Yeah.
But I might not watch it lah. I mean, obviously, like I would like my favorite creators are slightly curated. They have a thing about them. They're interesting. Their content is like specifically them. There's a USP. Then it's like more. It's more fun to follow, right?
Right.
Yeah. And then sometimes that doesn't require you to like post every day lah. That's fine also.
Yeah.
Yeah. As long as you're doing something that's incredibly unique to you, that people around you are not doing, I think that's a way better currency lah.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. And back to the grades thing, right? There's an interview that you were saying that you want to change the way PSLE is being viewed in Singapore.
Shut up, man.
Wow, how?
It's time to delete that.
Delete the article.
Yeah. No, you know what? Just delete that whole year, dude. Just delete the whole year. Delete everything I said, everything I wore, all the skinny ripped jeans, all the top hats. Every time I thought I was cool and post-ironic, just delete everything.
Yeah, but then the thing is like, it is like so depressing, right? In Singapore, it's like your grades are like your worth. And then when you come into...
They are. Work your ass off, kids. There's no escape. You cannot escape the educational system. You are trapped as a Singaporean. Suck it up!
Hey, or you can have bad grades and become Benjamin Kheng.
I'm clearly happy in my life.
Shit.
Mental health is
that was like
high.
A switch up within one sentence, man.
Straight up. You want to talk about that? No, that's good. Every now and then someone tells me that I said that. Like the PSLE thing, I'm like, oh shit.
Yeah, so I don't know. I think I have actually spoken to quite a few musicians, artists, DJs, right? And then a lot of them says that building connection is actually more important than the craft itself nowadays. Right or not? You agree?
No lah, bro. I don't agree with that.
You are still quite purist.
I don't agree with that. How to say? I think logically speaking, it's a nice Venn diagram of both. Like you definitely need both to get out. Because I know some cats who are we know cats who are at every party. Every event, How can you sustain that when you're 35? I don't think so.
Cannot
you do it for half a year. You're like, again, respect. But I know some people in the scene and respect to them. But if it's the same thing as going to, an arts college, doesn't mean you're going to be a great artist. Doesn't mean you tick the box. You're going to be something in that regard. So I still think craft is incredibly important.
Right.
I still think like good stuff will froth to the top.
Yep.
Like the connections definitely gets you through the door, but then if you're in the room and people see like you're not worth your salt, then they're gonna move on to the next thing. And people's attention spans are already so transient thanks to social media today that like even if you get through the door, like everyone is a friend of Arnold Schwarzenegger or some shit. Everyone has that connect. But then like because now like it's so the playing field is so level.
Yep.
if you don't stand out with an interesting USP or a good blue ocean strategy, if I don't know who you are as an artist, then there's no point lah. No
It's
matter
so
how
interesting
connected
when
you
you
are.
say blue ocean strategy, because that's exactly what I thought of when I started this Revelry thing, right? Where the gig market is so saturated, so little clubs,
Yeah.
but so many DJs, right? So we are
Yes.
literally murdering each other in the Red Sea.
Yeah.
And then by doing online content, monetizing online is like a blue ocean strategy.
But it's also quite red in its own way.
I mean, in
But
the
what
DJ world, in the
yes,
DJ
but
world.
what you are doing
Yeah,
is
yeah, yeah.
is very hole on the wall. It's very blue ocean, which
Yeah,
then makes perfect sense. Everyone go follow Revelry and
Whoa.
subscribe.
Wow, we need to like shout quickly.
No one's sponsoring this. Is it? Are they? You have sponsors?
Products, but we're not really supposed to mention. But
Okay.
yeah,
Shout out to
whoever. Bleep, bleep, bleep. Yeah. So what are some of the blue ocean strategies that like a singer songwriter would implement? Because like for DJs, right, 99% of DJs are just focused on gig, right? If you produce music, whoa, it's like big deal for you already.
I love this. What are some of?
Yeah.
I don't know. That's a really good question.
Yeah.
I want to throw that back to your industry later, but like,
yeah.
I think that's exactly what I'm currently struggling with because, okay, let's say Sam Willows, my previous band.
Yes.
Right? Hate us or love us. I know we're quite divisive, but
Love.
we had a blue ocean strategy.
What's
You
the
know?
blue ocean strategy?
Because I think we were like this ABBA group, two guys, two girls. You rarely see a co-ed group. And obviously, like we were all singing, playing instruments. We weren't the greatest musicians, but we tried to develop something that no one else had at the time. You know,
Okay.
and then we also had a bit of an online presence, and it wasn't, a purist strategy. We're not gonna be up there in the top 10 craftsmen or top 10 musicians in Singapore, not anywhere close. But I think, and thankfully we had people in the team that really thought of it from like a marketing and business standpoint, which is quite useful.
The managers and all.
Yeah, or John was one of them. He was very business oriented.
right.
Obviously, we
Of
know
course.
John. Yeah,
Of
and
course.
I think he was the most business savvy out of all of us.
Yep.
And I think something about that chemistry complemented each other very well.
Yep.
And it worked when it worked.
When I first met you guys, John was known as the "Hey, everybody don't late" guy.
He still is.
Or he still is.
Still is. Fella's incredible. But I think in music, let me think of. Okay, that interestingly enough, I feel like every artist is their own USP and blue ocean if you get to know them. But what
Personality,
really makes a difference, and I came across this quote from a conference in 2014, and they were talking about if you're a songwriter and there are literally 1 million songs coming out every day right now.
Correct.
There's 1 million songs being chucked up on Spotify every single day. How are you gonna get your song out of the gate? To get really like leaning forward listenership. And it's two things. A, it's writing about a topic that no one has ever touched on. For example, what's that Magic song? Why you gotta be so rude? The one where he's singing about his father-in-law, which is crazy. You don't even think a song like that's going to exist, right? Or B, you write a love song in a way that's never been done before, like Labyrinth's Jealous. It's like the lyrics are, "I'm jealous of the rain that falls upon your skin," something like that. It's a totally different paradigm. So again, even in something as even in something as
Saturated.
as specific as songwriting,
Oh.
you can also develop blue ocean strategy within it. Yeah. So I think that's something that I took away from that thing. And obviously, there's some really specific singers like Bo Burnham, who's a comedian that does really witty, cynical, ironic music. That's very blue ocean. He's doing well too. But what about the DJ scene? How would you set yourself apart as a collective, as an individual?
I think DJ is I wouldn't say as competitive as singers, because I always view people that want to be singers, right, to be like the face of the band. It's like it's more glamorous. It's more glamorous. So more people go towards it as compared to DJ, because DJ is more back end, But recently DJing also coming to the forefront with headliners. So that's why there's more and more people that are like not passionate about it, but just want the fame to go for it lah. So it is still a relatively new, but singers is like an age-old thing, You singer, you're like the man, you know. Yeah. So I think whatever blue ocean strategy that singers used to use, right, we still can sort of apply it as DJs, because I think the scene is not as competitive as, let's just say, a singer. I would say. So like, for example, very good example is in Singapore. Most Singaporean DJs are just doing DJ gigs. They are just trying to fight for as many DJ gigs as possible.
Yeah.
The fact that you do online content is really considered stand out already. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not here to, shit on Red Ocean people. I think it's a very smart model as well. It's
more realistic, I think.
Open a bubble tea store in Singapore, you're definitely gonna make bank. You know? Yeah, like there's a billion
Really,
bubble
man?
tea stores. Yeah, but I mean, it's a safer route, lah.
Oh,
You know, and I know friends who, they do the regular residency gigs, and they make really good money from it, and they're amazing musicians, and in a way that I can never be, and hats off to them.
I was recently talking to this guy, and then it's like, do you think you can make more money out of music or opening a chicken rice store? And he's like, definitely chicken rice store, man. 10 times more.
And if you start to play music in a chicken rice store, you lose people. It's tricky lah, music. Music is such a tricky thing, dude. Oh my goodness.
Yeah. And maybe we can talk a little bit about like grit, how important it is like when it comes to music. Because most people see music as like, it's like for fun. Every time like, I don't know about you, but maybe your family is different. But every time when we go Chinese New Year, right, it's like, hey, what are you doing? I'm still doing that DJ thing. What's your real job?
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's a lot of things that we have to do in order to like push through the noise and the amount of people that's also doing it. Yeah. So would you say that is like a huge contributing factor to the success that we have achieved till date? To date?
You mean like
grit, never giving up, just keep throwing content.
Grit.
Yeah, grit.
Yeah. Grit. Yeah, I mean,
your
it's
TikTok
how
is
to,
like
how to-
non-stop one, or your TikTok is just next.
No, that's not true. I take very, very long stupid breaks. That shouldn't.
I think you're like
look at
flying here, flying there.
Look at some Gen Zs and they're doing like we talked about, like
5 to 7.
Yeah, TikToks a day, and it's just it's. Yeah, I mean, I'm getting that quiet quitting that they say millennials, that all millennials are slowly quitting social media because it's just exhausting.
Yeah.
But yeah, to the grit thing, I think it's like how. Yeah, I mean, okay, yes. The hustle is one thing, and hustle culture is a big thing in Singapore, right?
Yep.
It's like the moment you touch down in Singapore from a holiday, you feel the pressure to like, I gotta hustle, I gotta make shit work, because everyone is pushing at 120%.
Yeah.
And then there's this like, sort of dread, but this compulsion to like, I have to work today, even if it's on Saturday, sorry. I gotta work,
Yeah.
And if not, you don't feel fulfilled, especially as a freelancer, right? It's like you're on your own clock. If you don't do at least something today, you feel like, your day wasn't worth it. But I think that's like inherently very, very like unhealthy.
Yeah.
And
I'm always sick, man. Damn it.
yeah?
Yeah.
Do you drink a lot?
Actually, no.
You're just surrounded by drinks for you.
After I end my residency at Zouk, right, I actually rarely drink really. Like,
Is it?
maybe like once every 3 months and something like that.
Okay.
Yeah, super little.
Just working too
I
hard.
just
lah.
work. Yeah.
too hard.
Lack
Yeah.
of sleep, I think.
Yeah.
Right.
But I also, I would love to, like, I just want to, I look at some of the younger creators and artists and I just want to shake them and go like, relax, play the long game. Because you have so much time to reinvent yourself. Some of my favorite artists or creators, like they only took to fame way later in their life. Some are not. Some are still figuring it out. And one thing that's great about, I feel like, the modern tapestry of content creation, artists doing their thing, is that yes, there's so many people doing so many things, but that also allows you to reinvent yourself. If it's not working, change, pivot, spend some time, even if you invest like a year to just figure things out again and start from ground zero. That's the thing that, a lot of these great pop songwriters do. I learned this from this Swedish songwriter. If you can write a whole song in one day, right? And you can this is actually good for you. You burn the whole song. You don't even release it. You forget about it. You come back the next day, you write again. And that second day, the second day song is 9 times out of 10 way better than the first day song. And I was like, nah, that's cap. I don't want to waste that first day.
Yeah.
And I actually did it one day. I remember that we went in for a songwriting session. We wrote a song, and it was pretty good. And then they're like, yeah, we're gonna trash this song today, and we'll come back tomorrow and we'll do it again. And you're like, what? I just worked my ass off for this song.
Yeah.
come back the next day, and for some reason you're already primed to write an even more kick-ass song. Your mental psyche, your creative faculties are all firing, and the second day's product comes out better because you chose to relax, direct a bit, pivot. So I think, sorry to be long-winded, but that it's really okay to like play the long game, and that to me is better than grit, like working hard every single day. Like insanity is doing the same thing every single day, right?
Yeah,
and expecting a different result.
Yeah.
It's really okay to play the long game, and if you need to take a break if you can financially do that.
Yeah.
But it's important to realize that you have a lot of time. Yeah.
Do you find yourself having to like do another part-time job or full-time job, or all your life you have just been like, the moment you start music, you can just do music all the way?
I was very blessed to not ever do an honest day's work in my life. I started off as a radio DJ, a really horrible radio DJ.
At
Really
where?
shitty. I was on Lush.
Oh, okay.
Like 2008. I'm old, kids.
Yeah.
I'm very old. Yeah, I started off on Lush, and just getting to know the scene and everything. And then I also was teaching drama, music, and swimming on the side.
Wow.
Like sort of like in different elements.
That's when the challenge from you and your dad begin.
Yeah, that was like, and then I think at the time also, John was doing a few regular gigs at pubs down at Tapas. What was that?
Five tapas.
Five Tapas, yeah. And some other places, and I would sub in and out. I remember I auditioned to do one of those residencies and I didn't get it.
Oh,
I was
what the fuck?
I was quite shit back then. I still am shit, but I'm a bit less shit now.
Wow,
but yeah, so it was
I'm shocked, man.
a bit of rejection, and then I was like,
What the hell?
You keep working at it. I've been fortunate to kind of have this train continually moving the moment I started, but also because I'm inherently quite a bored person. I like jumping around and doing different parts of things. Now I'm like really into film and writing. So if I get a bit bored doing music, I can tab out and try to focus on something else. So yeah, I've been quite fortunate that way. Honestly.
Would you say the same can be done if you are like an indie artist? Because currently you are like signed to a label, or I also don't really know what.
Just left.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
But for a long while you were.
My contract has lapsed. Yeah.
But how long were you like a signed artist?
The band got signed in 2015, and so this would be almost 10 years. Yeah.
So that means like even when you all went solo, you are still signed individually.
Yeah. So I picked up a solo contract after the band went on hiatus with Sony. So yeah, I mean, I would not claim to be able to give solid advice to indie musicians and people starting out. I mean, I could give very generic advice, but I've been extremely, extremely privileged to be a signed artist, and it's a very different ballgame. But right now, in 2024, I wouldn't even say that being a signed artist puts you in a better position than building an independent team. In fact, I mean, this is no shade at any specific major label.
Like
this is
leveling the playing field.
but this is majors in general across the world.
Yeah.
When's the last time a major broke an artist?
It's always the same Taylor Swift.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, they're really good at maintaining a pre-renowned artist for sure, right? But all the greatest artists that are breaking out now are either independently distributed, or they've really created their own team of people, their own booking agent, their own, manager, PA, BD. They're doing it themselves, and they're doing their own content. Some of the greatest artists, I would say like commercial artists at least. I'm looking at people like on TikTok like Connor Price or Jake, people who they just know how to put the music out there, and they're not signed, but
they know how to do like compelling TikToks for you to watch their song or their freestyle rap or whatever.
And they have complete control and agency over when it gets released, how it gets released, how it looks like, who they work with, who they collab with. They got direct access to clients, agencies, businesses, collaborators, sessionists. Everybody
want to work with them.
Yeah, and this day and age, like, I think, like, old heads like myself have to realize that, okay, there are newer ways of doing things, and it's okay to say that you don't really know, and to learn from new ideas. Yeah.
Then, like thinking on the labels end, right? Is there still a space for record labels to exist? If I guess they have to evolve also, right, with the time. Because now people just prefer to be indie, right? Not.
Yeah, no, I still think there is a lure to being signed to a major for sure.
Yeah.
You know, and I definitely have benefited from being in a major.
They have the capital to help you boost.
Yeah, they're not the monsters that you think they are. Where, especially in Singapore, like, oh, you know, you have to
360
you can only wear this. Yeah, I mean, even in 360 deals,
Yeah.
like a lot of my friends are in 360 deals, but it's not the case of you have to sing this song, you have to wear this, you have to do this. It's very what do you want to do? We'll support. We have an infrastructure, we have a network in the region that we can link you up with specific regions that we know through data analytics that you're doing well in. And we will use our network and whatever to push you there. There's good playlisting opportunities, good relationships with DSPs. So the majors still have incredible foothold, but it is no longer the monopoly that it used to be. If you are like a musician that's starting out, you don't have to, you know, beg and grovel at a major's feet in order to make it. You know, you can make it on your own. Yeah.
But why with all these resources, capital and data, right, they are still not able to like break new artists? Is it the landscape is different?
I really... Okay, I wouldn't say they cannot break an artist. I mean, I guess I'm not the most educated person in this sense to explain it, but I think it's from you know, evidence in the past few years and, you know, all around, you know, like Chance the Rapper was one of the first big independent artists that broke out, you know, to a huge commercial success. I don't know what it's like in the producer DJ scene, but I imagine it's really the same. You know, your mixes go big on SoundCloud or whatever.
Yeah.
You get your own sort of like following. You come up with your own sort of language with your fan base. You just build your shit from scratch. I think that has so much allure to it also.
Yeah, I think because of the fact that nowadays people value authenticity, you know, and the kind of sincerity and the closeness of the community, right? And then if it's like everything is true like a label, right? It feels very like artificial like that. Even for the driver's license girl, what's the name?
Olivia Rodrigo?
Yeah, I think it was like in the beginning where she was like, oh, I wrote this song like indie like that, but it's actually like industry plant moment, you know.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah lah.
Shit, I need to do my research, man.
Yeah.
But I would say at where we're at, Southeast Asia, Singapore, the major label people are your friends, dude. Like, I can tell you right now, in the three big majors, all the A&R heads are all the people I grew up with in the music scene.
Yeah. People that go to the same school or whatever.
No, but they're just local musicians that you see at gigs. And I mean, it didn't used to be when I started out, but where you're at that, you know, age group now where like they're your dudes, they're your bros, you know, and they're just people trying to figure it out as well. So it's not the behemoth that, you know, we think when we think of, you know, Jimmy Iovine or RCA or whatever, you know, like I think there is an element to it, especially the regional APAC heads and HQs, but by and large, you're working with people that really want you to succeed. You know, they also have to, there's just more red tape.
Right.
There's more legalese, the contracts are older, the clauses there are a bit more archaic, older contracts that you have to sift through, but the people are still trying to get you to succeed. There's just more red tape.
Yeah. That's actually a very different point of view because most of the guests that I interview, right, to them like the label is like the nemesis, you know. It's like preventing you from your full potential. But actually, I think that's also another like perspective that we can look at it. Yeah. Because at the end of the day, in order for them to survive and make money, you have to survive and make money as an artist also. So it's like win-win situation kind of thing.
I also feel like it's just, okay, like every other industry, it's just people management skills, right? It's like learning how to work with a team. I struggle with it all the time too. You always, you know, tend to assume that they don't have your best interests. They're trying to make money. Sure, that's definitely a capital goal. That's also going to benefit you if you think about it, you know? But it's like, how do you get the best out of somebody, even if they are from a corporate environment, for example? And one such example is, okay, a label might come to you and say, look, you want to drop a single, we think we want to surround it with a good marketing plan, X amount of dollars. You cannot shoot a music video because music videos don't work anymore. So you only have a budget of $5,000. Go and make some TikToks. And then the rest of the money we'll spend on ad buys to get you there. That's the reality. And then you're like, okay, I have 5 more songs in this EP. I'm thinking I want to drop them boom, 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 boom to create more fanfare so that there is a chain reaction. They listen to one song, they can listen to the others. The label goes, we can't do that. You know, because that is not a smart marketing strategy. It's not what we're used to. We probably want to do a proper marketing strategy to drop one in a quarter or maybe a half a year. But
do you think they are right most of the time?
They would be right if this was 2016
Oh, traditional marketing.
Yeah, and you weren't all competing for, the same real estate in terms of audience,
On
understanding
TikTok.
a new music Friday. But
Oh, yeah.
now, dude, some of these artists are dropping multiple songs or one song a week, It's just like TikTok. You drop 100 hoping for one to blow up.
Yeah.
As opposed to last time, Lonely Island. Yo, I dropped one comedy video per quarter, and it's gonna be
I just had sex.
and it
Done.
felt so good. You know what I mean? Like that becomes the holy grail, right?
Yeah.
But now it's like you just fire off, hoping that just throwing shit at the wall, hoping that one sticks. Yeah, it is the reality that we're in, lah.
Yeah, I guess rather than invest all their assets into one music video, they do small bursts of money onto like TikToks, and they are kind of like doing what the rest of us are doing, but in a more high capital way, I guess. They have to adapt to the
And
same.
they're also trying to figure it out. That's why
Yeah.
all these big don't talk about majors, talk about any company. That's their Gen Z marketing hire, you know what I mean? The internet's coming up with the ideas, but that's the fulcrum in which your idea or your product is going to sell, right? It's whether or not this
Tiong
goes
Bahru
viral.
Bakery.
Yeah, or what was the airline that does that so well? I can't remember. Oh shit. But it's that idea that might go viral and then translate into click-throughs, right?
Yeah.
But you are, how do I say, the majors are also just trying to figure it out. Like your marketing girl is just sitting there going, how to make this song go viral? Yeah, what kind of dance can we do? Can we get some influencers to do stuff? Can we make it funny? Where's the hook? Then you play the song to them, then you'd be like, which part is the TikTok moment? Or you just write specifically for TikTok.
Yeah.
The shorter the song, the more hooky that moment, the more it's gonna pop off on socials. And you see all these like legendary artists like Jeff Beck and whoever just struggling to come to terms with this new kind of like so brutalist world. It's so brutal. You think about it. Yeah, it's brutal.
Do you find yourself being pressured into writing songs that fit the TikTok mold? Or you are like past that already? You're like, fuck it, I'll just do it whatever I want. If it gets, then it gets.
I think people can smell the effort. And when you can see the I wouldn't say inauthenticity, but when it's like,
Like too
they
forced,
can smell that I'm trying to get viral, it generally is like, and like the stuff that I've done that has gone kind of viral was stuff that I didn't expect to go viral.
Yeah,
Like
tell us a
that.
little bit more about your farting video, man. I was with Jace the other day. Then he's like, hey, Ben Kheng got this farting video. I'm like, huh? What? Then I go watch, like, holy shit.
Every comment now is like, hey, you're the fart guy. Hey, that's my fart guy.
Doesn't that like make you depressed as like a artist or something? What are your thoughts, man?
I'm the one who chose to put it up online. I didn't think it was going to blow up to that amount. But interestingly,
But it's so accurate recreation, man. And
it was mad.
Yeah,
it was mad. It was honestly, I didn't
your
expect
wife was
Naomi
like,
to
one
do it.
corner just died.
Yeah, and then I didn't expect the moment. It was so good. And then we're in the car park, there was extra reverb.
What
the wetness, the literal reverb wetness,
the
bro.
wetness, man.
The
What
literal
the
wetness,
shit?
man. Yeah.
Oh my
Just the
God.
fart. It was pure fart. No worry. The wetness is only the car park reverb. It was a dry fart.
What the hell are we even talking about to come to this?
Hey, everyone farts. Some of you probably farted in the past, 5 minutes. But it was so funny that reel went stupid viral. It went
51 million or something.
No, like 170 or some shit.
Yeah, what the fuck?
Then I was like, okay, let me drop a music thing for the next reel. It's like 50K. There's like nothing. There was no translation, dude.
I thought you wanted to drop, right, a remix of the fart, bro.
That's what people told me to do. And I was like, that's so. It's like after like
low-hanging fruit,
After and then I did the Cai Fan song.
Yeah.
You should do a Mao Shan Wang song. You should do a Bakwa song. You should do a.
Like that one, a bit too try hard already, lah.
Bruh, yeah, and immediately cringe, right?
Yeah.
If that wasn't cringe.
Because it's like spontaneous one, then it's like fun. But then you
exactly.
try to milk it, then people are like, I can
You
tell.
should never try and milk it too much, I think. I've definitely overmilked things in the past. So I've learned my lesson. I think I have, yeah.
I guess because if you don't milk it, right, then like that, you are forced to keep coming up with original content every single day, yeah. And then how is it going to be sustainable, right?
I struggle with this too. You look at a creator that goes mad viral because they do one thing, and then you're like,
maybe another version, huh?
Yeah, but then if they then do 4 videos and then they do one which isn't, that video doesn't do well anymore, and then you become sucked into this whole mechanism of like, I've got to recreate the same content and the same structure, then there will be retention, then the algorithm will feed me more audiences, and then I'll grow my platform. And then after like 3 months, don't you want to die like as a creator?
Yeah.
Isn't it gonna like completely rupture your sense of purpose in life?
Creative passion. Because I guess at the end of the day, we do all this because we have passion, right?
Yeah.
Nobody do art because they are forced into like maybe engineering, you know.
Yeah, sure, yeah.
Engineering, obviously, there are
that.
some passionate engineering guy. Dude, in my class, there's this guy, GPA 5, maximum GPA. He go to Genting, right?
He's not real.
You know the seat, and then you got the leg rest, right? He pluck out the side, right, and then he rewire the thing, right, in a way that when he press one button, the leg and the back will move at the same time in the journey to Genting. Yeah, these are like passionate people about engineering.
The gadget shit, man.
Yeah. So I don't think like most people in engineering, they are like doing it out of pure passion. It's mostly for survival. But for music, it's like you do music is probably you are passionate, right? Because music is not something that you can easily make money, you know.
Yeah. I think that the bigger question is, how do you keep your passion? How do you not?
Yeah.
Because people always say like,
when you monetize,
don't
then
make
game
your passion
over.
your day job, right?
Yeah.
But I think it is possible. I think therefore, like I was coming back to your question about grit. I feel like it's tricky, right? But it's learning to fall in love again with the process. We're always thinking about the outcome, whether this thing will go viral, whether like, you know, it will, whatever. But I think the more obsessed you are with the process of art making or the process of what you're doing, the process of building an SME, and you get obsessed over that stuff, that's the currency that keeps you going. You know,
True failure.
Not that I gotta make this shit Fortune 5, like, you know what, Forbes 40 under 40 stuff, 30 under 30. Like it's not a to try and attain that. Then you're constantly chasing a shadow. You know, you're constantly competing with your peers. It's not gonna get you anywhere. But
that's true.
A lot of actors who don't create their own content also have to face this. You know, imagine you are an acting grad student who just blew 60K on like, you know, your bachelor's in acting.
Yeah.
Now you're in New York trying to waiting tables, trying to audition, and you're basically competing with, you know, hundreds and thousands of other girls or guys who look better than you, who have, you know, more industry connects, you know, and then basically you're just trying to make it, and then the audition process looks like a room like this. You sit in front of a person who doesn't even look at you. You're trying to act your ass out, you know, and you're not present. You're not giving the character or the script what it needs. And then you might not get the job. But there's this whole philosophy that they say, like, if you're in that reality, you have to let the audition room become your stage. Don't think about the stage you'll get next time. Don't think about the movie you'll land. But this space right now, in which this opportunity, you have to think of it as your stage and your only stage. And then it's still tough, but at least the process becomes more rewarding.
And
you know?
take off the pressure.
Yeah,
right.
Essentially, this becomes your stage. You are called to this moment. You're called to serve this character, this script, this moment. If you are thinking about, you know, making it or the anxiousness, then you are betraying the moment. Yeah,
Wow.
you're betraying like the craft. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
And the people present, you're not like giving them your 100% attention.
Yeah, and the guy behind the desk wants you to succeed.
Yeah.
You know, like
He wants to find the best one. Right?
exactly. When you go into a meeting with potential, you know, businessmen or like, event organizers or whatever, that guy is wanting the deal to happen. He wants it to succeed. You know, so that should remove all the anxiety and fear. Yeah. And if you focus more on like the process of that and respecting the moment, then I think it takes the pressure out of it.
Yeah, the perspective. Because at the end of the day, if he found 3 good ones, he don't need to sit there for another 2 days just to interview another 100 people.
Exactly. And in that exact moment, your potential employer is rooting for you, wants you to get it. If not, he's not going to be there. He's not going to bother, right? He's just going to be, you know, somewhere else.
Yeah.
So yeah.
That's true. Then maybe we can talk a little bit about Sam Willows. We can cover a little bit because I remember fondly, right, back then when we first met you guys, right, we were in a photo shoot and then it was like a Grizzle Grind crew photo shoot, and then there's also like Sam Willows. So all of us are like normal dudes, you know, nerds and whatever. And then when y'all came in, right, I still remember the order. It was like maybe like John was first, then Narelle, and then you came in, then Sandra was last. And then I'm like, whoa, these people are real superstars, man. Holy fuck, dude.
No lah.
Back then it's like,
please.
Because for us we are still so new, right? We are still so new in this whole entire thing, and then we don't really know how to
No, we were as new as you guys.
Yeah, but the thing is like when it comes to photo shoot, we're like so unnatural, and then how we converse with each other, you guys
It's
are
just
like
narcissism, dude.
it's like you've been through like 10
Oh, wow.
interviews and it's like so smooth, you know, the way you all communicate. And then I'm like, wow, shit, these people are like gonna do some amazing things, man. And then fast forward like 3-4 years.
I remember that
wow.
shoot.
Yeah.
It was like we were all dressed up and shit, right?
Yeah,
like
yeah,
it was
yeah,
like
yeah.
quite dressed up. I think so. Yeah.
We were like dripped with like flash im or something.
You guys
like
were in
that.
Flash Im.
Flash im,
And
yeah.
I think we rocked up in some like vests and shit, like some formal wear with skinny jeans, dude. Those are the days.
Yeah,
It
but I
was-
still
it was
remember the
crazy.
day, like, wow, dude, these people are like real superstars, man. We are like just
man,
like
no.
the instrumentalists or something
we
like
were,
that.
We were very, very. There's always imposter syndrome with these things, right? With artists, yeah.
Yeah, so what was the trajectory of the band, like when you all formed and then you all started and then it was signed, right? But how did you even get signed in the first place?
We started out independent, and I remember in our first year we were offered a distribution deal with a major label, with Warner Music. It wasn't a management thing. So, and at the time we had booked two festivals overseas. One of them was South by Southwest.
Airlines.
In Austin, and the other was Canadian Music Week, I think.
Whoa.
And so we needed I think again, kudos to John. He was just cold calling and
Whoa.
trying it out. It's our first year, you know, before we even. I think we were just launching our first EP. It was a very when we were indie, and we needed a manager. And I knew of a friend of mine. A friend of mine was dating this person that I was a manager. And so I got her on to be our tour manager. She eventually became our manager for a few years. And then eventually the offer came from Sony to be signed. And so we did. I think we signed in 2015.
Were you all like individually already putting out a lot of your own stuff, and then when you all come together, then
No, I was doing a fair bit of like theater acting. And I would say, I think at the time John was still doing a few regular gigs at night. And Sandra and Noel would do the one-off stuff. And then at the time also, Instagram was just coming about. It was just becoming a thing. There were no Instagram jobs back then. There were no really influencers.
Yeah.
All the influencers were YouTube creators.
bloggers or something?
Yeah. The only person who was around back then before we was Sugar Shay
Oh yeah.
with his cap and the money and his. I remember him just like spraying the $50. I was like, where you get the money? He's like, oh, my mother gave me before we turned the camera. And I'm like, bro, this is so crazy shit. And then
What the fuck?
It was then I think, ITE Choir was around. She was,
Wow.
one of the OGs.
Yeah.
Our Boys to Men was just becoming a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then after that, we were signed to a major, and then then we started to change our sound. We went from, a very folk indie soul kind of group, too many genre hyphenates, to becoming pretty pop. We started working with pop producers, and that was when the trajectory really changed for us. Yeah.
Right. So, I mean, when you wanna like make it, it's usually the pop direction, right? But isn't it like
It could be.
too generic? Like Taylor Swift country, then suddenly become pop, then boom.
Yeah, that was alluded to us before. We were like, you guys used to play acoustic guitar, and now there's a drop in your songs and all that stuff. And
Got electronic drops.
it was crazy. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, what do you all think, man?
I do think that when you're in a collective or you're in a group, you are serving that group. You're part of the collective.
Right.
So as much as I had a preference for music, and as much as Narelle or Sandra or John had a preference, we would put it to the table. But at the end of the day, it has to be democratic. It has to be, we all decide. And so what came out was a genuine product of all our interests together. And yeah, we like pop. We like doing covers. We liked, at the time it was Avicii dropping stuff with like Wake Me Up was a thing. It's like sort of folk going into I don't know what genre you call it. Like
It's like maybe like
EDM.
progressive house EDM or something like that.
You probably you are the senpai lah. So we just kind of went with what we felt was right.
Yeah.
I think on hindsight, I always ask myself, what if we just stuck to our roots? I remember talking to, at the time we flew up to the US Canada tour with a very renowned local producer called Leonard Susay. So Leonard is a legend in the scene. He's worked with a lot of local indie bands. He's still at it with Snakeweed. And I remember asking him like, how would you produce this album that we're putting out? You know, because he heard some of the demos, he was like, I wouldn't do it how it was. Like, I would put all of you guys in a recording studio, record you off the floor, some minimal editing, and that's that lah.
Whoa.
At the time I was like, yeah, that's how most of the bands were doing it, but you know, we were pulling samples already at the time, trying to you know, do this hybrid thing. And I always ask myself, what if we just took that trajectory? What if we never went down the extreme commercial pop route? You know, what if not that we sold out, but what if we stuck to that kind of genre and explored within that world? Where would we be? I don't think we'd be very different from where we were, but I'm still grateful for the path we took. I don't think it would have lasted forever anyway in terms of a full-time thing. I'm grateful for those days lah. And when you have a collaboration with somebody, that creative baby is the creative baby. You cannot you cannot diss it because it's our brains put together, right?
Yeah.
And that's why it's beautiful.
Yeah, and certain people are like quite collaboration adverse because they cannot be 100% themselves. They have to like compromise. That's where they kind of felt a bit like artistic integrity, a little bit compromised. But then if you collaborate, that's where the two fan base merge also, right? So it's like,
yes, in the realm of like feature artists and stuff. Yeah, sure.
Yeah. So what was like the payroll like for a signed artist? Do you get like a monthly salary or you get like advances or?
You don't get a monthly. You get. It was different when I was in the band, obviously, because we get a payout through one bank account, then we split it.
Like shows, like do shows.
Yeah, of course.
But what about releases? Do you still make money out of music? Is this even possible?
You do if your song goes mad. I mean, yeah, you do. Obviously, it's not like crazy super money. Obviously, you know it. I mean, that's like 0.0037 cents per stream or something.
1,000 for $3 lah, right? 1,000 plays $3. Is it?
Okay, I need to do my research. I'm not gonna misquote this right now, but it's not great. Basically, it's not great money.
Very little.
But yeah, if I can be completely honest, it like the bulk of my income comes through. I would say first would be like commercial deals, brand work, and then gigs, and then the live shows that I do.
Oh,
probably at the very last.
Branding more than gigs.
Yeah, absolutely. The very last is
music. But music get you out there lah.
Yeah, that's the thing, right? Music is the
it's the IG
music is the
reels.
engine.
Yeah,
sure. Yeah.
Cannot monetize by a lot of attention.
Yeah, but even then also like this is whole ethical thing about like, okay, is being an influencer a legit job? Right, that's a whole other thing. It makes money. But then how do you legitimize that? That's the shit that used to keep me up at night.
Are you influencing the right thing?
Yeah, or are you actually value adding to society?
Oh, right.
Are you putting out stuff that like people need? Are you essential? Essentially, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And why do people respect a certain art form like DJing or like if you're first chair in a symphony, but they don't respect the Xiaomei who's doing like dance content on TikTok? You see the comments online, and why is there a disrespect? Even though when you break it down, you're eliciting emotional responses from people. It's kind of like the same job, as opposed to an engineer that fixes a chair. That's a practical product,
Yeah.
But yeah, why is it that we cringe when we see 10 types of something on YouTube? Right? So no diss to listicles because they are amazing and they work.
Yeah.
And every time
it's
I put
informatics lah. If it's actually informational,
So why is there an ick?
Because people milk it lor. By too much milk it lah.
What if what if I am a violinist that is on first chair all the time and I'm just doing concertos every other week? Am I milking it? I kind of am milking it too, right? We're doing what? We're going where there's resonation. We're going where there's demand and audience, or where we'll get a reaction from people.
Yeah.
And kids these days, you don't really find them in the in the concert hall as much.
Yeah.
The theatre scene is also struggling to repackage the art of theatre to a younger audience. There's always that struggle.
Right.
Why then? I'm trying to explore that also. Why do we have such a cringe factor for influencers? Because sales and marketing has been there since the beginning of print.
Yeah.
If you think about it,
Sales is king. If you can sell, you can make the most money.
I still think it boils down to they're not really value adding. We don't consider it a real job.
Right.
And I struggle with that also a lot with the stuff that I do online. Yeah.
I guess maybe it's not so visible. Like for example, this influencer and then the sales, right? It's not so visible. But the thing is like, because I'm quite passionate about marketing, I will always see like, oh, Beyonce do this and then the sales go up by 7% or 10%. Yeah, and then if all these reports, right, are more like observable and more obvious, right, to the general public, right?
Yeah.
Maybe people will have a newfound respect
Yeah.
for the numbers that they pull
It's
in.
an art form in its own if you think about it. In
Yeah.
fact, I would say it's a harder art form than having to fill up a 4x4 canvas, because
Right.
your construct or the space you get to be creative is not only so small, there are people relying on you to create that product or that marketing strategy for a thing or an artist or whatever it is. And there's so much pressure behind it. It's crazy. But it can be so brilliant too.
Yeah.
It can be like so inspiring to see a good marketing strategy being rolled out.
Good sales pitch.
Yeah, that pushes the envelope, that's either heartwarming or that like can grab people's attention span without being overbearing. You know?
Yeah. Whenever like Tiong Bahru Bakery or some like Paya Lebar Square or whatever, then
Yeah.
they got some Gen Z marketing, right? Then everybody would like, whoa, what the hell, you know?
Yeah,
this
it's
person
great.
deserves a raise, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, they can value the skill behind it lah.
Did you see there's a Super Bowl ad recently? You know who's Michael Cera?
No,
Michael Cera is this actor from Superbad, like the movie. Like if I show you his face, you'll remember who he is. But anyway, there is a beauty product called CeraVe. Have you heard of CeraVe? CeraVe.
Yes,
Basically,
yes, I do.
yeah, the most famous product is there.
It's like the dry.
Yeah, it's a body
the
moisturizer.
heel
Basically. It's a
moisturizer.
balm, yeah. So my wife has been using it for ages, and recently, like Michael Cera came out and he was like, "This is my product," and all the girls like, "What the wait? You were behind this product? Like what the?" Like it was this beautiful viral marketing moment that they used on the Super Bowl platform.
Yeah.
And it was so smart because it introduced a product to a new range of men
Yeah.
who are Michael Cera fans but not really into facial or body products.
Yeah, a lot of guys, right? Even till this day, I know people, right? They're like, I don't want to put moisturizer, so emasculating, so like girly, you know. But dude,
Enjoy your 70s, man.
yeah.
Enjoy it when you're 72. Enjoy your what do you call it? Your flaky skin.
Sack until you can
Ashy.
mop the floor. Eh?
You're all ashy and shit. Yeah.
Yeah, so Sam Willows obviously went on a hiatus lah. But what was the decision behind it?
I don't think this is the truth. I don't think we explicitly told each other the reason. I think it was we were approaching a point where our contract was running out and we had just put out a second album, and I think we were all just a little bit not tired, but we wanted to pursue different things.
Right.
Yeah.
Because when you work together, you need to compromise certain stuff. So if you're solo,
Yeah.
you can have a bit more freedom.
I mean, but it was so long at the point that we weren't really compromising. I think it was just, we were just itchy to. I mean, I know I was itchy to stop music for a while, for sure. Which is why I took a break from music at the point to do stuff with TRZ.
Yeah.
And then obviously the rest of them continued with solo projects. But I just think we were touring a lot, doing a lot of promo trips, and we just needed a break, lor. Yeah. And,
So the next phase of your life is the Benzi project after that.
yeah, it was for a season. Yeah, it was
Yeah.
quite fun.
I was like watching and then I'm like, wow, this is like quite good content. You're like gonna keep doing it. But then after a while, then no more already. It was pretty good, man.
It was one of the
The,
most fun.
the guy that can do like the 23 different accents one. Wow,
Andrew,
I died. What the
he's-
hell?
He's mad. I remember we were on set and then
He just like one after another.
yeah, I don't know. I remember because I wanted him to do like sort of like a South African accent,
Yeah.
and then I was like, actually, could you do a Nelson Mandela?
Also,
Then he's like, what is a Nelson Mandela? And I was like, okay, YouTube. Boom. He's like, that is a saying. And he straight away went into the accent like spot on. And I was like, damn, dude. But I always knew he had this accent thing, and I always wanted to write it into a sketch somehow.
yeah.
So I'm glad that we did that one. Yeah.
Yeah, when he did the Thai massage thing, right? I just like
Thai
I
massage,
want to take my
they
phone
go
and
to
throw it.
Thailand.
Yeah. It's just y'all should watch it, man. It's fucking ridiculous.
It was so fun to do that series.
Yeah. So for someone like you that is like doing a billion things, right? Like for example, there are DJs that want to transition to become a singer, but then the thing is like
Like
they-
who?
one of our friends like Xavier,
Shout out to
Xavier. He sings in his own songs, but then the thing is like he faced so much like fear that other people will criticize that it's like stopping him lah. But eventually he did release it. But I can
awesome.
imagine imagine tomorrow I decided okay, I want to learn b-boy from Felix, and then I will have that other people will be like, Leonard suddenly want to do b-boy, what the fuck, like cannot say lah. But it's like for you, it's like you don't give a fuck, you just do 20 things,
Just wear
and you start to become like, Benjamin Kheng is like the Justin Timberlake, you can sing, you can host, you can act, you get what I mean?
Got the cringe.
No way.
I cringe at Justin a bit.
When he came, right, you know that he's like clearly singer, actor and everything. And then it's like, for us, it's like, Ben Kheng is like all this, it's like, it feels so normal to us, but probably at one point where you are just like, okay, did you start out as a singer first?
I started out actually in this industry doing theatre first, like acting.
Theatre.
Acting.
Then when you transition to singing, right?
Yeah.
What was it like? Is there like a lot of like resistance, like people like, this guy, trying to
No,
be
I think
a
I started
superstar?
out at the same time.
Or both
Yeah,
simultaneous?
I did. Although, I don't think I should have done that. Yeah, I think in hindsight, I wish I focused on one thing and I just worked my ass off on one thing and did it well. Yeah,
Right.
I wish I did. Like knowing now what I know. Yeah.
So, but then the thing is, because of the fact that you're very versatile, right? Do you feel that it's an advantage that you can like literally go into any role, right, and then transition smoothly?
It's not smooth. It's not smooth.
Wow.
But I think it allows me to have different revenue streams.
Oh yeah,
is good.
definitely.
But I think the unfortunate thing then is I never became truly incredible at just one thing. I never became an author of like, being an actor or a musician or comedian. I just have a lot of interest in everything.
Right.
And I think it stems from like just really enjoying the process of picking up a new skill. Like when actors have to, do character work or create a character, and a whole vocabulary around that character, how one would move, act, what the playlist would be. I think it's fun to venture into a new thing each time and to fail.
I guess that's your theatre background speaking, right? Like because you have to emulate a particular character.
Yeah. But it's also the restlessness lah. I think it's good and bad. And so there's so much of me that wishes I just stuck to one thing.
But I mean, if you know yourself and this is what's worked for you, right? I think if you focus on one, you'll be like damn bored confirm one.
I would be incredibly bored. So I don't have regrets about it. But when I look at someone who is just like a god in what they do, I look at Cesare and I think Cesare to me is the epitome of
dope
talent.
singer.
Yeah, he's not just dope, dude. He's like he's not just dope. He's
emphasize,
first of all, he's just an incredible human being, right? He's the nicest guy. Secondly,
this
he was born with this crazy talent, dude. This insane voice.
Yeah.
And then he works his ass off every day.
And you're still a nice guy.
He's still a nice guy.
Wow.
The amount of time he practices, he's so self-aware.
Yeah.
And like the fact that he was able to perfect the one thing and now he's getting his flowers.
Yeah.
Now he's incredibly successful and the music is his thing, and like there's no one more deserving than him, because that's a guy who has put his whole every single fiber into mastering the one thing.
Right.
Which is telling stories through his songs as a songwriter, as a guitarist, as a singer. And you see it happen on stage in this complete package.
Well
You're
deserved.
just like, God damn, dude, that is perfection, And he's still working on it. He's still not happy. So like there's so much beauty to it,
Yeah,
it's like a samurai man sharpening the
yeah,
sword for that one moment. And it's like, wow, there's so much poetry to it that I really greatly admire people like that.
Yeah, so much dedication and definitely a lot of sacrifice that you cannot see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To be fair, some people just do one thing and they're still shit. But it's it's when the stars align. It's just like, wow, but
Wow, this one confirm gonna clip one.
that's what I was saying this time. I was like, okay, you need to know where to pivot. But then I don't know why. I go stun. I Uno reverse.
Okay, so I no regret now.
I don't regret.
And then because you have to do so many things, and then it definitely comes with like travel obligation. You are like almost becoming like an asset within somebody's company, like this production house, or like, okay, you're an actor, you have to show up here, and then they have to make sure you come on time and everything. So it's like your whole entire.
I was a bit late today. Sorry.
Today is like more freestyle, I would say. Yeah, but the thing is like, isn't it like very like hectic? Like, wow, today is like this country, today next country is like.
No, I'm not. Okay, I would say I try to get out and travel a bit because
Leisure, you mean?
yeah, no, I mean even for work, like you know, you spend 2 days working in KL, you might want to extend a little bit just to like touch base with creators, and
Oh, right.
I really enjoy finding, you know, like collaborators from overseas and just like chilling, just like finding out how they work and then, you know, messing around. I think like if you go with the expectation of like we gotta shoot this viral thing, you're never gonna.
That is what I'm guilty of, man. Because I got this super
But that's
engineering
okay.
mind. Yeah, this super engineering mind. Like everywhere I go, there's an agenda. But then like
No, okay,
sometimes
listen,
you need to-
okay. I'm not shitting on that. Agendas are super important, and that's why I surround myself with agenda people.
Oh, you're the
People
freestyle.
Yeah, I'm the. Hey Ben, come back here. Yeah, because I think that you need to have an element of like freestyleness, an element of improv.
Spontaneity.
You need it.
Yeah.
Like that's where the best work comes from.
Yeah.
But then that's why you need a team to whip you into like that space. Yeah.
The team must consist of like a mixed personality lah, so you can
Yeah.
succeed.
And that's why I feel like I love collaborating with people because like some of my favorite works that I've done that even though they're not commercially successful, my favorite stuff are stuff that I've worked with people on, like with the Willows or with Hirzi or with Annette. Like you don't know what's gonna happen,
All right.
but you know that something about this chemistry, like they're gonna complete something that you don't have, you know.
So you being a freestyle person, do you think you work better with another freestyle person or like a planned person?
Interesting. It's like a science experiment. If you're pretty freestyle, I'm pretty freestyle, it might be shit, but it might be like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? It might be amazing.
Yeah,
and like,
yeah.
I think the best combination you can have is a creator-curator. So what I mean is that,
Creator,
and if you can,
curator.
yeah,
Okay.
and if you can be both, you can be hybrid, bi.
So,
Pause.
yo.
But then that's the best because a creator.
Wait. Creator is like music producer. Curator is like DJ.
I
Something
mean,
like that.
less practical in a sense, but a creator is someone who just like, hey, idea, throw at the wall. Like I've got like
Okay.
50 wet paper towels. I'm just gonna throw at the wall. What if we do this? What if we do this? No shirt on. What if we sang only one note? You know, like what if we did this and that? And then your idea.
Oh, you only sang one note.
Yeah.
Gucci gang.
Chain smokers, shout out chain smokers.
Whoa, what the fuck, bro? Oh shit. This guy is fucking dangerous.
Shout out chain smokers.
Wow,
But
this
no,
guy is fucking
Hey,
dangerous.
but it's brilliant. It's
Yeah.
brilliant. That song charts like crazy. So
Yeah.
that's the creator. The creator is like you just develop log lines and ideas that are so
Okay.
out.
Yeah.
Because if you don't keep firing, you never get that good idea. And then
Yeah.
the creator goes like, I don't know, this is good.
Bring it back to reality.
Yeah,
Can we
but-
actually make this?
Yeah, but you're a creator of a curator of the space, and then you're able to say, okay, this idea works with this idea, and it's gonna be good. And that's kind of what worked very well with Annette and I when we did our like music series or so. I think she's very good at like pulling my ideas. And
Yeah,
this
yeah.
is trash. This is like okay.
You know, contrary to how she portrayed herself online, I feel that she got a very serious side. You know, she's like more
She's
organized.
quite full of shit. Also.
Yeah. She, of course, that's her,
Yeah,
her thing, right?
yeah.
Comedy thing. But
She's
then
great.
when it comes to organizing her thing, it's like wow, very
Yeah.
right.
No, she and her team, they really put themselves to the task.
Yep.
Her husband is amazing, Ralph. And that's what we did for our project. It was like we find a random topic, we find a random genre, we're just trying to make it work. You know what I mean? Like it was literally that. Sometimes the genre just doesn't make sense.
Like
you know?
Cai Fan and like acoustic or something.
Yeah, no, it was literally. I was like, yo, I love Cai Peng. I was like, yeah, we should make it a Mando pop song. What the hell? But it works, you know. And then we were like, bubble tea craving with like metal. You know, for example, yeah, or like we did
You did the face paint and all.
Yeah, we did some crazy shit. So it was like, I think that exploration is really fun. It's almost like improv. Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. I'm thinking about that Cai Fan. I'm really thinking about that Cai Fan.
Talking about Cai Fan now.
The Cai Fan thing is like quite genius lah. And I'm glad that y'all didn't like continuously like milk it. You know, you keep it like fresh, and then like, you know, it's like the footballer retire at his peak, that kind of moment, you know. And if you can
You don't want
imagine,
him like running around, he's like 42 and then like...
can you imagine like every single project you do is like that, right? Wow, you'll be like super successful.
The temptation to cash in on it is very real.
Yeah.
Obviously, because like it, oh my god, like for a whole 2 years, like every time I eat cai peng, the auntie's like, hey.
I didn't know you. What the fuck?
Yeah. You know, it becomes the public consciousness, and like,
right.
like people will come up to me and go like,
You shoot at your house downstairs, the cai fan or something.
we shot it at we shot at one of the stalls. and
Shout
then-
out to your favorite stall lah.
Yeah, shout out to that.
Yeah.
Yeah, like literally there was a stall called 这个那个 like
这个
somewhere in
那个
Bukit Batok. There's a legit stall called
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
chicken
yeah.
nugget,
Because you want 这个那个
the point rice.
point rice, yeah. And when you were saying like someone like Cesare is like the master of his craft, right? Do you see that he have the need to like kind of travel overseas to make it big? Like for example, JJ Lin, Stephanie's son. You know, you realize that Singaporeans don't really give a damn about you unless you make it big overseas. It's like Kaigo is like, huh? Who's Kaigo? Then suddenly he very big, right? Then he's like, hey, you know, Kaigo happens to be born in Singapore. They're trying to take credit out of every small little thing.
Kaigo born in Singapore?
Yeah.
What the?
But it doesn't even
Hey,
matter.
Kaigo Singaporean, let's claim it, baby, let's go! Kaigo Wong. He's actually Kaisen Go. Then they Kaigo. That's them.
Kaisen Don. Kaisen Don.
Kaisen Don. Bro, Kaisen Don, yeah.
Wow, shit, man. Don't give you ideas, bro. Later and tomorrow
And
I
what was
see.
it like? Taylor Swift saying that her mom had spent time in Singapore or some shit. And we were
Oh,
like,
really?
yeah, let's go. Yeah, claim.
Everything claim.
Shut up, bro.
Yeah. Yeah, we can get into the Taylor Swift thing later, man. But then the thing is, like, did he have to actually travel overseas? Because there's this Malaysian rapper, Alif or something like that. Right? He's a Singaporean one, but he made it big in Malaysia, right?
Yeah.
And then he's like predominantly there now.
I think it's just good business, lah, knowing where the market is. you
Yeah.
know?
But is Cesare mainly still based in Singapore?
I mean, you have to ask him. I do believe he splits his time between Indonesia and
right.
I think Malaysia and Singapore.
Right.
The truth is, if you are an artist in this region,
Yeah.
like
Singapore
the
very
Singapore
small,
audience can only sustain you so long, right?
Yeah.
And I would say like the good thing is our neighboring countries are very welcoming when it comes to fandom.
Oh yeah.
You know, they're not
They
so isolated. Like I would say, you know, Indonesia, Philippines, Malaysia,
especially,
Vietnam, Taiwan, they're very accepting of foreign talent. You
Yeah.
know, as long as you come by often. And I would really say to grow a regional audience, you have to be there.
Physical presence, yeah.
Yes, exactly. You have to go and tour.
Yeah.
You have to tour. You have
Look
to
at
be
how
there.
big Inquisitive is. Like he's massive, man, in
Shout
Taiwan.
out. Yeah,
Yeah.
like literally you have to do the work. And
Yeah.
I'm not saying that you cannot make it big in Singapore. Like, let's just be real.
The physical numbers are smaller, lah.
100%. The opportunities are less.
Yeah.
On the flip side, the money is better.
Oh, you
In
make
terms
it
of,
and come
like,
claim the money.
Yeah, which is what everyone's trying. Yeah,
Yeah, lah. Like
but
Dyson, Spotify, all put their HQ here. What? Right. Not?
there you go. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, we are like this strange hub. We're a bit like LA in a sense, I guess, where like a lot of artists go there to
Correct.
build connects,
Cash
network,
cash out.
cash out, and then you go on tour. So I don't know if it's fully to that extent, but I would definitely say,
Going towards there, lah.
yeah, if you're a young DJ, you're young like young band, young musician, you should just go out. You should just find a way, make contacts, get a booking agent, just go and play shows, go and
Yeah.
build audiences overseas, and that's how we connect. That's how we build more connection. That's how we get there.
Especially for myself, right? Because like the way I structure my day is like so tight, right? And whenever I go overseas, right, I always like have this like agenda, like something must happen. But then the thing is, it kind of limits me in a way that like I
Right.
cannot like truly connect with people, lah. That's one thing that I'm quite frustrated with, lah. But I don't really think you have.
Why don't
that
you
kind
make
of
the
problem,
agenda to
right?
connect with people, lor?
Maybe,
Yeah.
yeah. It's like today I must set a day. It's like I cannot talk about work or something like that.
Oh right, yeah.
And then it's like whatever happens. And then maybe we are just like drunk in a club, and then suddenly we come up with a song idea. You know, that kind of moment.
It's really interesting. I don't know how it is like in the,
Yeah.
the DJ scene.
Yeah.
Like I know the hip hop scene is very different from the pop scene. You know, like
of course.
with pop writers, you go in, you know, you spend the day writing a song, then you clock out. That's
Yeah.
it, you know. You might hang, you might get supper, you might not. Hip hop is, I know it's like, hey, come, I take care of you. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, we spend a day, you know what I mean? We chill and everything. And you do the same for me if I come over. And there's a hospitality in that I really like. It's like, you genuinely want to build a connection with a dude. If you're going to create something with somebody, you want to get to know them properly instead of just like, hey, hi, bye, let's
Yeah,
write a song together.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
It feels so impersonal that way.
Right. Do you find that like it is easier to work with someone you have already developed a relationship with, Because okay, I'll give you a perspective. Okay, for myself, right, my best friends which I have very few friends is people that I have kept successful work relationships with for multiple years, right? And then I can start to feel for them on a more like spiritual and emotional plane.
Damn.
Then I can consider them my friend. But like,
Oh,
yeah.
shit.
I'm very weird in that way.
Interesting.
Because most people want to work with their friends,
Yeah,
but then that's the problem. It's like, okay, you can be
How
friends.
many friendships have you seen end because of work things?
Yeah,
right?
but for me it's the reverse. I cannot be friends with you normally one. I need to finish work first. Then when we go through the fire, right, and then we survive, right?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, maybe we can consider to be friends. I'm very weird. A lot of people tell me I'm very weird.
No,
Yeah.
I totally understand that.
Yeah.
I enjoy a lot of my working relationships.
Yeah.
There is a saying also in the artist industry that like the manager Mama-san will tell the managers that artists are not your friends. And it's true because artists are incredibly narcissistic. Actors will piss on you and blame you and demand things and you need to maintain a distance. But that's a different working relationship. That's kind of like a contractual thing, right? I think, and I might be wrong here, that there is a danger in working. I mean, it's slightly risky in working business deals with friends, obviously. Yeah. Because there's expectations, and it's not a I meet you at this level.
Maybe he's a good friend, but not a good working partner.
Exactly, and then the friendship is at risk. But I think it's different for artists. I think with artists, right? Like, yeah, we can get together, and I might not know you. We can put out a song, but like we chill. We go drink, we go like spend a day together, watch movie. We like go out and talk about life, our songs, heartbreak, our exes, what like our families are like. Then we go and write a song. Damn. And then we do that for 12, 13 years. Then we write a song. Damn. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's different,
Yeah, like that duo already.
It's like the wine's soaked already, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, it's like the really good fermented
like what
stuff.
Singaporean like to say, kena already.
You kena already. Yeah, that shit busting, dude. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, so I do believe like in creation of work, you must sit with the person. You must do life with them. Yeah.
Do life with them.
Yeah, you must do life.
That's also it kind of gives rise to like international guest DJ. They are constantly touring. They don't even have time to sit down and experience life. They're just constantly on the road. Then they don't have time to write songs, and then end up they just hire ghost producers. It's very, very common thing. Yeah, it's very, very common thing.
Yeah.
And to the point that it's not even like frowned upon already. It's like a necessity. If not, you don't have tracks to release, Right. So you basically come up with a melody, okay, then you send this guy, then he'll complete the track for you,
Yeah. That's largely the same in the pop world. So it's like songwriters, top liners, artists. Top liners are the ones that write the melody, the hook, and then the beat comes in from maybe yourself or whoever. Top liner comes in, this melody's dope, and then sell to the artist over there. The song gets produced. It might chart, it might not, and people earn like that. But then it's like new day, same shit. And like at some point you're like, which is why, as much as you want to talk, people want to talk smack about Taylor Swift. She writes her own stuff.
There you go.
And she's an artist still, and like you got to respect that. That's super respectable.
And she's number one for so many years.
Yeah, you go.
Yeah. But then the thing is like, it's very cringy in a club night if everybody just keep playing Taylor Swift songs. Like Club A play Taylor Swift, Club B also, Club C, D, E, F, G, everybody all play Taylor Swift. And it starts to like the milk it lah, Yeah. So we cannot milk it too much, must like end your career when you're in a career high.
Everyone titanium. Oh my god,
Yeah. It is lah, it is.
Darude Sandstorm.
Yeah, man. Darude Sandstorm is coming back, by the way. Darude Sandstorm 2024
Let's go.
on Spotify.
Let's go,
Big Room
baby.
Techno Remix, man. Now is the trending genre. What the shit?
Tears for you.
Wow, don't. Please. Somebody stop this guy. Yeah. Later people start coming in. Yeah. And then, so when you speak about like the importance of like hanging out with people, which is something that I'm clearly not doing enough, right?
Same.
I think another thing that you are doing, you are also engaging the community. So we perform at Gardens by the Bay.
Yeah.
You were the closer.
Oh yeah,
final act. The headliner, and then
I messed it up.
and then you came up with a ITE a choir group, right?
Yeah.
So how did that thing happen? How did that genesis?
I mean, a long time ago.
Yeah.
They first worked with, I want to say my band, Sam Willows, a long time ago. We released like a Christmas song. But there was something really great about, not just the kids who, the first batch of them had already graduated, but
Yeah.
like I've worked with the ITE Choir since 2016, 2017.
Is it like a yearly affair with them?
Not really, but then when I started my solo campaign, a lot of the songs had choir parts.
Let's get them.
Yeah, but during the recordings, what I did was I got like 6 of my really good friends to sing, and then I would like double, triple, the stack, and then that becomes the choir.
That's your TikTok.
That's the nonsense I do, right? Yeah. But then like they weren't always available, and I was like, I think I just missed being on stage with friends.
Okay.
And I was like, I want to not be alone. So I remember the show choir, and they're from IT Central. The teacher in charge has been the same teacher in charge for many years.
Yeah.
Their choir director was my music director in theatre. And they just came with they were hungry, They were these students who really loved music, and they would work their ass off, and the energy on stage was just crazy good.
Yeah.
So you'd be with these sessionists who are like grade A sessionists who are like playing for touring acts and everything, and like pretty snowface. And then you got these kids coming out of school, like singing these harmonies and like just really having the best time on stage. It's super infectious. It's so great. Yeah. So I was like, I want to keep that energy. Stops me from feeling like a jaded old man. So yeah, it's been great.
But do you go to schools to give like workshops or whatever? Is that something that you would consider?
I want to do more of that. I don't know if I can teach anything. I thought of nonsense clearly. But yeah, I think that would be really fun. We used to have Escape Invasion, right? That was a thing at one point, right? We're doing a lot of that. I thought it was great.
Yeah.
The team behind it were great as well. I kind of miss that. I think that really started local kids. Let's really introduce local kids into the scene.
Do you think it's possible to teach creativity?
100%.
Yeah.
100%.
Like for example, how would you envision lesson 1 to be like?
Go out there, look at the sun.
right in front of the white wall.
Go outside, touch grass.
Then come back.
Yeah. No. I think it's really enabling kids to feel like it's okay to feel things. It's okay to put things down. It's okay to just explore.
Yeah.
Because that was the opportunity that was accorded to me as a kid. That helped me get there.
That's actually like good advice, man. Like a lot of people don't realize this is so important, right? It's actually okay to feel things, right? I'm like devoid of emotion, man. God damn it. Yeah. Hey, it's okay to feel
How do you really
things.
feel? Come, let's a therapy session. Let's unpack this.
Yeah, the chair, some more this direction.
Yeah.
What the fuck? Yeah, but I think maybe for work efficiency, I kind of like close up and then so that, I'm tired, but I'm not allowed to feel that because I still need to bang out some thesis papers for final year project or something. You need to stop feeling to generate the results, especially like a capitalist country like Singapore, right? Yeah.
I think it's different for artists where the feeling is the currency.
That's what. Then you must build the.
Yeah. And so you have to.
That's true. That's true.
You have to feel things, but then you also have to extract yourself and look at it from a third person perspective. So you don't become too attached to it. Yeah. So that the act of creating work doesn't become therapy, because I think that's quite a dangerous road to go down.
Yeah, I heard this somewhere. Maybe it's you from one of your podcasts.
I might have said some shit. I think it's just dangerous to.
I watched too many Ben Kheng the past 2-3 days already, man.
Again,
shit,
we
man.
need to erase my digital footprint. I said a lot of shit. But yeah, it's exactly that.
Because if the work fail, then you won't feel so bad and commit suicide or something.
Yeah, I mean, not even just that. I think you can fall into a deep dark hole when it becomes your sense of self-worth and identity.
You
need to live a life that's...
My self-worth is 1 million plays or something like that.
Exactly, yeah. Or like you rely on this catharsis of putting your emotions down on paper.
Oh, catharsis, yeah.
Sorry, talk of shit. But it's true, I think you need to detach. I mean, I don't know how it is in, DJing, but like, at least for songwriting, it's like, or creating work, you need to...
I think same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's how artists are. That's why some artists go stir-fried crazy.
Or they just give up and open their own like Zap Peng store. Yeah.
Honestly, that shit busted. I should have done
这个
that,
这个 dude. Wow, if you open
wasted.
right, then the logo is you and Annette, right? Wow, shit, man.
Quite already.
Hot already, damn hot. Hey, maybe it can be a side hustle idea, man. I mean, a lot of artists invest, right?
Every Mediacorp artist got some restaurant to pursue. It's great.
Yeah.
It's It's a good hustle.
Because back then you can still monetize the music, right? Because of royalties, whatever, right? Is it still possible nowadays, or like whatever money you earn now, right, is like to invest in the S&P 500?
What do you mean by that? Sorry.
Like for example, like let's just say like U2 or the Beatles or whatever.
Yeah.
Their tracks have so many plays, so many album sales, right? That they can literally make music and retire at 40, and then they can live the 40 to 100.
Not everyone writes every breath you take, and then
yeah
gets
lah,
all the
yeah lah.
royalties for the rest of their life lah.
Precisely,
That's tough lah,
precisely.
yeah.
So when you earn money now as an artist, do you like invest it?
Oh shit. I've got some investments, but I'm quite risk averse. Like I'm not like.
So you prefer to save, like
I don't play stocks. I don't like
crypto or
I
whatever.
don't do crypto. I do have investment like funds and I'm very risk averse lah, I would say, for sure. I think the biggest investment I would say is to my company lah. I've got like a production company that runs most of my creative work, scoring or like video stuff. And if you know, production companies, a lot of investment lah, you know,
a
office
lot,
space lah, equipment, overheads, the OPEX for production is awful. But I think for me, I've been blessed to make money off content. So I think that closes the loop. That makes sense for me. Yeah. And
you need the space, then just nice you have the space.
yeah, I can justify that investment. So
Right,
to me, it's like I'd rather invest in something that I can actually tangibly feel that I know that I have stake in, as opposed to, hey, it's iPhone store. I don't know how to cook 茄子. You know what I mean? I have no idea how like the business is gonna go. Whether someone go and like assault my stuff.
Yeah,
Like,
invade your store.
yeah, and that fear is too real. But I've got friends who just like, oh god, invest, and you know they do the research and they're so quick with it.
Like angel investor. Give you money.
Yeah,
then you
I
make it work.
I'm not that good at that, but I'm definitely more
You wanna be in
careful with my
control.
investments. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Slow and steady.
Do
Play the long
you
game.
do you play the Bitcoin game?
No, actually, I'm also super risk. I'm actually
crypto
the same. Yeah, I also invest in my own company, just like that lah.
Yeah, that's enough for you. I mean, not like we can have more money to invest after the
Warren
company, right? You're
couple
like,
of Warren Buffets or something. Yeah.
sure, man. I'm Warren buffering. I need
Still
more time.
buffering, still-
Yeah,
still
buffering,
waiting,
buffering. The wheel of death.
Yeah. And then you did a collaboration with Ray, the AI virtual influencer thing.
Yeah.
Okay, my first experience with Ray, right, was when I was DJing Tour de France 2023. And then, right, Ray was like videoing me in the crowd and he's like, hey, I love DJ Leonard. Then zoom in and tag me. And I'm like, who is the actual person, you know?
Who was it?
Yeah, then
Who
my
was it?
yeah, all my hair stand, you know.
I
Because
don't know if we can reveal the truth.
I don't know.
I don't think we can
But
reveal.
you know what, right now? Because you
I
work
know,
with
yeah.
work with okay, and I don't think you can tell us
can't-
whether is it a girl or a guy, right? Because you will give it away somehow, right?
I'm not.
Scarly, imagine is a dude,
It's not my IP lah. I'm not legally allowed
precisely.
to give it away. But,
Precisely.
but it's very smart.
Very smart.
Whatever. All I can say, it's damn cheap. It's really interesting.
So Ray is this. You know Ray, no? I don't know if you heard of Ray. Never really. Yeah.
It's like this AI influencer before AI was a thing.
Yeah.
So like, it's not an actual person, but it's a digital creation of a face.
the Instagram.
It's like 2018. Like Ray was a thing. 2017 really.
It's Ray or something.
Here is Ray or something
Here.
like that.
Ray is here or something.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
Yeah,
they
yeah,
kind of beat the crowd to the AI
Yeah.
thing. It was so crazy. Yeah. It was a weird time.
Yeah, and then I think they were like doing quite well for that couple of years when they are like the industry leaders before it starts to slowly become like oversaturated nowadays with AI.
Yeah.
Right.
I thought the concept was interesting. It was also done quite it was quite popular in the States as well. I think there was was it one of the Kardashians or one of the Jenners that did like a kissing like
Kimoji.
was it?
No, that one is like emoji pack.
No,
Kim
but it was
Kardashian.
like an animation. They were making out, and she was making out with this AI version of an influencer, and it was completely fake, but it looked real as hell. This is like 5-6 years ago. I was like, damn, AI is taking control.
Yeah.
I'm happy. I wait for the day AI gets to do well rendered videos. You know, your overheads will be so low. It'll be great.
Yeah. Just gotta type.
Just gotta I don't know. After Effects yourself in, and then that's it really.
And
So good.
when you created that track, right, what was the process like? Because obviously they have to reveal themselves to you, so you'll have to meet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't say. I mean,
No, maybe
I
we
wish I
can,
could tell
we
you.
can talk about the process lah, like the
Okay.
we don't talk about the person.
I thought it
or
was
persons.
Okay. Yeah,
you know?
no, I thought it was really ingenious that Ray's team decided to like start to push Ray as like, oh, how would Ray be as an artist?
Yeah.
I was so curious as to how that would happen. Like, who would be singing it? Do I have to digitally manipulate the voice? Do I have to go to Melodyne and pull
Oh
things
yeah,
out?
yeah.
So to be honest, that was the difficult part. The song was written some time ago
Right.
already. It was one of my demos. But I'm like, okay, I'm gonna collab with an AI. And so I presented a few options. I was like, okay, perhaps
They approach you or you approach them?
no, they approached me.
Okay.
And I think we toyed with the idea of, okay, because I remember how they wanted to do it. They wanted Ray to read it out, like they were working on this voice, like vocabulary for Ray, that it wasn't actually a person saying it. It was going to be an AI robot, a bit like Luke Skywalker in
voice to text.
in Mandalorian. Yeah, basically, yes. Basically, like it was going to be read out before CapCut was a thing.
Oh, shit.
Right? Yeah, before like
CapCuts,
here's me cooking. You know, before all that stuff, right? And they were like, okay, then maybe she can read your lyrics. Then I'd be like, that's really weird because like if I'm singing and then she just goes, oh, I think the world of you, and it was just
flat.
it's like no vibe, I love you and your face, and it's like
What the fuck?
so I was like, okay, maybe I can time stretch that to
yeah.
my melody.
Yeah.
So I tried. It was horrible. It was like it didn't work. So I was like, okay, I think I really need someone to sing,
Okay.
or maybe whoever
Like a ghost singer.
and then we can work it out. Yeah, I can't remember what we eventually settled on, but I did attempt. I attempted to take the reading and just time stretch it, and I think I blended that into the mix somewhere. Yeah, so once again, it was one of those like weird collabs that like it's very, very 21st century. It's just like how do you collab with an AI? It's weird.
Did you end up releasing it?
No, it was I think it was wrongly marketed as like, oh, my new single, but it was really for that campaign.
Oh,
it was like Ray does a music video with, or like AI influencer does a
Man
music
versus
video
machine.
with I've never talked about that actually. This is the first time I'm talking about the project. Interesting, yeah.
Yeah, it's quite cool. And then
Strange.
it's kind of like that chess master era, where Gary Kasparov used to be like the chess grandmaster, and then IBM created a computer to fight him.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I read about that, yeah.
And then like he's like
Did the
almost
computer do
winning.
well?
Yeah, the computer is always winning, but he's so close, he's always so close. Yeah. And then lor.
One of my favorite films, actually my favorite film of all time, is this film called Ex Machina. Have you seen Ex Machina?
Yeah, of course. I watched like 2-3 times. Wow, it's so
Machina
scary.
is my religion, dude. I literally I worship that movie, because I think I watch it and I'm like, I wish I did it. I wish I was brilliant enough to come up with the idea, or just the way it's like crafted, and then the idea of like giving sentience to AI and whether AI can feel.
Yeah.
And then how do you deal with it as a human being?
And then
that's
AI
massive.
actually make you feel something,
Yeah.
And then at the end they trick you, and then
But
they
it's
take
a
over.
moral question, and then
Yeah.
it's also like a thriller.
Yeah.
It's acted so well.
Yeah.
Oh my god, crazy.
Are you afraid like one day AI is gonna like take over whatever we do?
So I'm extra nice to my iPhone. I love you, iPhone. iPhone, you're the best. There's a theory, I can't remember what the theory is, but it's like when the AI takes over, there's a name for this theory, but it's like when the AI takes over, if you have never been negative towards any technology, you're safe.
Oh, that's
But if you've ever cursed out your iPad, you don't show like you're dead. So it's like be nice to your products or some shit like that, like because they remember.
yeah.
Like CDJ, don't want to listen to that English song. Yeah, bro, you were screwed. I can't remember what it was. Yeah, I'm sure someone will pull it up.
Yeah, because right now like so much of what we do is simplified by AI, and then eventually you don't need like transcribers. Like I literally can copy paste this. Hey, transcribe this YouTube channel, and done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I still think it needs to come from a human source with context. Like how
right.
the mid journey is reliant on the prompt.
Yes.
So there still needs to be a human element. AI music is trash. Right?
At this point, currently.
Yeah, at this point, until the prompts become so nuanced.
Yeah.
Right? Like I'm looking at my friend all my friends who do mid-journey or whatever, right? It's just like using this specific lens in this hyper-realistic style, a woman looking forlornly into the distance in a golden ratio, one vanishing point, and they're super specific with the prompts, she's wearing this ornament thing, and then the image comes out and you're like, damn, it's so that's why people are like, I want to know the prompt. because you still need that human touch, I think.
Yeah. So I think the new currency is vocabulary.
Yeah, go and study your English.
English, yeah.
I don't know, man. It's scary but exciting.
Yeah.
I'm on the exciting camp, not the scared camp.
Yeah, I think because like essentially humans still want to survive, right? They will not create something that will ultimately create their own demise, maybe.
What is that show? The Creator. Have you seen that one? Gareth Edwards.
No.
It's about a society that AI takes over, but they're actually good. They actually
Like really help you.
want to coexist with humanity.
Okay.
Interesting, because they always want to we always think they're gonna fuck shit up.
But what was the plot? Did something bad happen?
The same guy that did Ex Machina, I think.
He kind of all the robots.
Yeah, he loves that stuff. But it's like, how do I paint them in a positive light now?
Yeah.
It was interesting. It was an interesting plot. I can't remember exactly what it was, but it was about how a nuclear warhead exploded in Los Angeles, and then everyone stopped using AI except Southeast Asia, or what they call New Asia. So then the US tries to go into New Asia and eradicate the robots, but the robots have sort of integrated themselves into life in New Asia and are actually for the people. And
they're like human skin or whatever.
Yeah. So you have good hybrids, but also like and they were the ones who detonated the nuclear warhead. So basically, it's like trying to find the nuance between like robot sentience. Again, I'm probably getting this incredibly wrong, but like it's interesting lah. I like.
Yeah, I need to go
reading up
watch
on that
the Creator.
The Creator.
When was the?
It was out like last year. I think it went straight to like. I think it was in theaters for a while.
Quite recent one.
Yeah, but it's on one of the streaming platforms, I think. Yeah.
Okay.
It's a fun watch.
Yeah, and then looking back, the past 10 years of your life, you were just definitely doing like a million things, and I think like comparing to a lot of artists, you are like pretty successful. So how would you say the next 10 years is gonna look like? Like of all the things that you're doing, I think
a 10-year break.
Probably.
See you in Bali, bro. I'll have like a acai store and like
I'll be
surfing.
Fish surfing lessons.
Yeah.
But 1 year break, I think you really go crazy.
I'll go crazy. Yeah. I'm supposed to be on a break this year, but I'm not. I think I just really enjoy the work. I really enjoy storytelling. I really enjoy like just being obsessed with like the process of it. So I think that's what has sustained me. If I just played 4 chords on a guitar, I would put my head through a wall by now already.
Do you think you will become like something like a Casey Neistat or a PewDiePie? Like they reach like 10 million, 100 million subscribers, then they retire, right? They just put out videos whenever they feel like it lah. They don't have an aim. They just chill, do whatever.
I don't know what to do with that kind of like.
Like imagine you're so rich,
I think that's horrifying, yeah.
Yeah.
To be like that kind of like shit money and then like I'm that famous. I think it'd be very scary.
But takes the pressure off a lot of things, right?
Well, I don't know, man. It's like Icarus, right? It's like the higher you get, like the pressure is on you, and then you.
Another very interesting thing that I recently spoke to one of my podcast guests, right, is they say that struggles create the best art.
Yeah?
Yeah, but then the thing is like, imagine if you are struggling, right, you probably wouldn't even be thinking about art, right? You are like thinking about how to secure this part-time job so that your life don't be so fucked up. Then you don't have time for the art.
I think art becomes your like, I wouldn't say your only option, but that's where a lot of artists find solace, right? It's like I definitely would be more inclined to write a song if I was struggling than if I wasn't. Yeah.
The emotion is more raw.
Yeah,
and more people can relate.
I think it's just like when you consume art, you want to know that you're part of something bigger, right? Like you feel what I feel. There's a shared response. There's a shared trauma. There's like an understanding that we're not alone. So I think that's the joy in art. Like you can create art out of happiness too. I think there's elements of that. But I think that's where, to me, the best comedy is. Best, like the funniest shit is when someone can point the camera at themselves and laugh at themselves.
Self-depreciating.
Yeah, self-deprecating humor. I'm getting this wrong, but there's a Greek philosopher that used to think that comedy is actually bad for society, because if you think about comedy, someone is always at the end of a joke.
Oh yes, correct.
Whether it's you
or a subject,
whether it's yourself, whether it's somebody else. Yeah. But I think the ability to condense that into laughing at yourself the best comedy comes from tragedy. That's why they say comedy and tragedy are one and the same. Yeah, it's because like we learn to laugh at ourselves, and there's something inherently funny about tragedy. And now like dark humor is my escape when shit goes down. It's just like I'll joke about it lah. Yeah.
Yeah, and then you can kind of like grow from it, and you also can like kind of like therapy in a sense. You won't get sucked into a sinkhole of like sadness.
Yeah.
If you can have the ability to laugh at yourself.
It can be a crutch or so. Like if you all you do is laughing and not processing it.
Oh yeah.
But I think, yeah. I think comedy is that gift, you know what I mean? It comes from tragedy, but then like you're able to. That's why it's the best example of art created from pain.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think you spoke somewhere about like therapy. Do you still kind of like see someone for it now, or you are like kind of like, you know, you have really finished processing it?
But I don't think you ever finish processing. I took a break for a while, but I'm quite actively going for. I mean, I have been actively going for therapy. It's not cheap, but I think it's just like.
Therapy is like psychologist or something, is it? Or
no, I mean,
what is
therapy is basically sitting down with a professional who is a healthcare professional. It's basically like medicine for your brain or for your mental psyche, and it's really like if you feel like you have a mental blockade with something, it could be due to past trauma, the way like stress and trauma has been built into your body because, for example, your parents disciplined you but never explained to you why they were disciplining you. So you develop this inherent fear of articulating your feelings. You suppress them. It comes out in different ways. You know, you
can dig everything out lah.
Yeah, it might be self-abuse, and then basically you sit in front of a dude and you talk, and you pay money. But then they, at least for me, okay, in some therapy sessions, and that's why they're so skilled. They can pinpoint exactly where that trauma came from, and then you do work to cauterize that trauma to heal yourself. But for me, because I'm such a emotional guy already, I told my therapist, I was like, I really want very practical tools to help me deal with what has become, for example, I have a bit of separation anxiety because my mom passed when I was young. And for example, that little strain there, right, has manifested itself in so many areas of my life. My marriage, my friendships, my working relationships, and the work I do. So it's really interesting
separation
to see.
anxiety.
Yeah.
That means like you cannot LDR lah, basically.
No, you are constantly afraid of people leaving you
Alright.
or losing things.
Right.
Because I had a great mom, and then she was taken from me.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not trying to make this a therapy session. I'm just
No,
give an example.
but,
Yeah,
wow, that one is like,
but
everybody
essentially-
will also.
Yeah, but I think it's extra important, I would say, for men who do not know how to articulate their feelings and just suppress. You know,
society don't allow you.
yeah, and then it manifests in really horrible ways at the end. But like we're so not used to articulating how we feel, and so I told my therapist also, I just need really practical tools to help me work through my emotions, and she gave me a set of tools that, like, I don't know how to explain it, but without revealing it, but it was like, I can, like, if your emotions are at a graph, right, and you feel yourself like exploding, or you feel yourself slipping into this place where you're losing control, right? We all get there, right?
Right.
By the time you realize that at the peak of it, it's too late, right? So you want to catch yourself at the
knee.
Yeah, or at the biting point where
right.
where it comes up, and then it's basically equipping yourself in the same way how you practice your instrument or you go to the gym, practicing tools to regulate that emotion.
Right.
But then it's not just knowing the tools; it's knowing when to speak to yourself. It's knowing how to make yourself feel like you're in control. You know, so there are many different schools of thought. And
do they like ask you to like regulate your diet? Because recently I read something that your gut, right, really determines your mood. And then if you can take care of your gut health,
I 100% believe that. I believe that the way you fuel your body, the way you take care of your body, has a tremendous effect on your mental health. The way you eat, the way you sleep. It's just some Joe Rogan thing right now, but it's very true. And so I don't think therapists are necessarily nutritionists, but I do think that everyone should go talk to a nutritionist at some point. I think it's quite important.
Yeah, I think everybody is different. And Scarly, you put on AG1 product sponsor.
Yeah, so thanks to Nippon 3-in-1, like, and it's that shit. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Great. So I think other than that, maybe we can wrap it up with. I was listening to your 2023 album release.
Shit.
Should I call it an album or an EP?
It was a what was it? It was a double EP that became an album.
Yeah. I want to point out that it is very rare, right, that when I listen and to the second song, to the third song, I never skip. It's just all the way because it's like so ear candy, you know. Yeah.
Thank you,
and then I'm just so curious what's gonna come out in 2024. But 2024 is your break year or something, right?
Okay, I've got.
Okay lah, shit lah. Now I pressure you already, oh.
I've got stuff that is coming out that I can't legally say yet, but it's gonna be fun.
It's entertainment lah. It's not just music, right? It's general
it's music also, yeah. But
it's music.
It's yeah. But out of that stuff, I really don't know. I think
more TikToks or entertain us. Entertain us.
I think I am a bit tired of the pop thing. I want to kind of like look elsewhere in terms of music, even if it's not that commercially viable. I think I just want to.
I was about to say that. Then like that, wouldn't it like affect your income or something?
I'll still try to hustle lah. I'll still try to make it. I'll sell my backside more online lah. You see me in more poses, but I think musically I wanna go somewhere else lah.
If you can have like a stable source of income, then you more freedom to do whatever you want, right? No?
Yeah, true. You can go crazy on music. I think also I'm not young. I've done the pop thing. It was fun. I'm just curious. Come on, DJ.
Hey.
No, I'm totally kidding. I would not.
You probably know more music than most DJs.
I respect the crowd too much.
Yeah.
But I can appreciate a good flow.
Yeah.
Like you can tell when a DJ has not thought about his set list, you know? And you can tell when a DJ really knows this crowd. Like I can appreciate that. Yeah.
Great. Thank you so much for spending the time with us.
Thank you. I wish I asked you more questions. I feel like
we can maybe we can plan some non-work day and hang out and just do completely nothing. That really gives me anxiety just thinking about that. Holy shit, dude.
Okay, now we'll put some cameras there, okay, to make it seem like an episode.
We're working.
I can trick you into not working.